Well, that sure was a rough road trip to begin the season. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media, and today we're going to be recapping the Phillies' first road trip of the 2023 season, as the Phillies played 6 games, 3 against the Texas Rangers in Arlington, Texas, and 3 against the New York Yankees in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. They went 1-5 in these 6 games. Not a good start to the season at all, ladies and gentlemen. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So I think this video pretty much confirms to some of those who were a little confused about how I was going to be doing my videos for the 2023 season. I think this video pretty much confirms about what I'm going to be doing from here on out, right? I'm recapping, if you're not aware, I'm recapping every homestand and road trip here in the 2023 regular season. I am no longer doing every single game anymore. Hey, a lot happened in this road trip, and it certainly wasn't a good one. Still early. I don't want to push the panic button yet. Of course, it's only 6 games into the 2023 regular season. Like the Tampa Bay Rays are 6-0. I don't think the Tampa Bay Rays, I think they're a good team. I don't think they're going to be anything too crazy this year, I can tell you that. So it's just so early here in the season. You like to get off on a good note. You like to start off strong, and the Phillies just haven't done that here the first week here in the regular season. They just haven't. I mean, they got swept by the Texas Rangers. Now 12 losses in a row to these guys. We lost 4 in a row to them last year in 2022. I mean, what is going on? What is it with the Texas Rangers? We should have won that first game. I'll get into that in a little bit. We go to New York and lose 2 out of 3 against a tough Yankees team. Let's first start off by talking a little bit about this first game here of the 2023 regular season. Last Thursday, we opened up the season and lost 11-7. Had a 5-0 lead. We allowed 9 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Aaron Nola, he was cruising, and then he just got smacked around. He just got smacked around big time. Gregory Soto with a terrible Phillies debut. Absolutely horrible. He doesn't even collect an out and allows 4 runs, 3 of them were earned. That was a crushing way to start off the season. Really just a crushing way to start off the season. It was nice to see Trey Turner get a hit in his first game in a Phillies uniform. That was nice to see. Of course, it was the RBI single. It's hard to believe that Trey Turner's a Philadelphia Philly. It's still hard to believe. Of course, Kyle Schwarber, he's always a slow starter. Of course, he has homered the past 2 days, but still, he's still hitting the low 100s. He's always been the kind of guy that really starts off slow. The offense certainly wasn't the problem here in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Our pitching staff let us down. And then in the second game, of course, we have that stupid day off on Friday. He really got kicked around in this one, 16-3. Zach Wheeler really struggled. He was just as bad as Aaron Nola. Honestly, I think he looked worse than Aaron Nola, even though his line technically wasn't as bad. He got 4 earned, 5 runs, 4 of them were earned. Really bad way for both Nola and Wheeler to begin their 2023 season. As I said, Nola did tone it down today. He was very good today, but still, he wanted to start off strong. So Anthony Dominguez was terrible in this one, allowing 4. He couldn't even collect it out. It's a little bit concerning to see this amount of problems in the bullpen this early in the season. Our pitching staff is just, it was better today and it was better last night in the win last night against the Yankees. But still, it's been pretty bad. We're not executing well at all. How about this? Trey Turner, who had 4 triples last year, hit 2 in this game. So the half amount of triples that he had last year, he hit in this game. He's the jack of all trades, man. He hits for some power. He steals bags. He's fast. He gets on base a ton. This guy's just a complete package. And unfortunately, that was not good enough to win us a ball game. We got 9 hits and only scored 3. Of course, the 2 errors. The defense was not very strong in this one. And then we would get swept out and lose 2-1. This is a game that we definitely could have won. We could have easily won this series. Now, I think the second game was just, it wasn't our day. But the first, clearly none of these games was our day because, we just, fell short in one way or another, right? The first game, our pitching staff was terrible. And in the second game, our pitching staff and our offense was terrible. But not all the makings of a loss. But here in game 3, we could have won this game. Kyle Schwarber hitting a ball dead center field right at the wall. My goodness gracious. I wish that ball would have gone out, but unfortunately it was tracked down at the wall. I mean, we have like Josh Harrison in the lineup. I understand, we're dealing with some problems. I mean, Reese Hoskins with that devastating ACL tear, half of the year. I understand we have to adapt to the circumstances, but it's frustrating to see these lousy players like Josh Harrison in the lineup. I'm sorry, no offense. I understand he's a good utility guy. He could provide some, versatility as a switch hitter, but it's frustrating to see these guys in the lineup because a lot of the times they're just automatic outs. They're not really going to do much for you. Nemanja Sosa, he collected 2 hits in this game, but when it really mattered, he couldn't get the big hit at all. Runners in scoring position, he's going down on strikes. It's frustrating. Bailey Falter gave us 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, and the 2 were earned. So hey, not so bad. Kept us in the ball game. I'm not the biggest Bailey Falter fan, but it was better than Nola and Wheeler starts. Significantly better than Nolan Wheeler starts. And I think it's just so frustrating as we lose 11-7 the first game. Why couldn't we score some of these runs here? We would have won. That's baseball for you, but it's frustrating to lose like this. And we get swept by the Texas Rangers. I want redemption, and I want it bad. I really wanted it going into this year, and we should have won that first game. And we were up 5-0. I was like, take that. Take that, Rangers, because I was just so frustrating of losing to them 4 times last year. Remember, there's a couple of games last year we should have won against them, right? I mean, not every one, but we had opportunities to win at least 2 of those games against them last year. If we all remember that, dating back to last year, it's frustrating. We go out of Texas and we get swept. So very, very frustrating. But Trey Turner did hit a double in this game, his first in a Phillies uniform. I mean, he's just been great. He's playing like the player we paid him to be. I mean, even this early in the season. Then we go to New York, record 0-3, and then we lose the first game here in the series, 8-1. We get 11 hits, we out-hit them, 11-9, and we only push across 1 measly run. 1 measly run, as Taijuan Walker just was not good in this one here, ladies and gentlemen, at all. Allowing a run almost every inning on average, 4 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs allowed, and walking 3. So out of some of our top guys in rotation, excluding Bailey Falter, with Nola, Wheeler, and now Taijuan Walker, this has been a rough start for the 2023 season for these guys. I know I just said it, and I'm going to say it again. It's frustrating to see this. It is very frustrating to see this. Now, of course, Ranger Suarez will be back soon, so that will help a little bit, but still, we need more out of these guys. And as I said, what we saw out of Nola today was very promising. I mean, hopefully he's back on the right track. Now, hey, it's just one start. It's just one start. I mean, as I'm going through this and as I'm expressing my frustration within these first 6 games and how bad this has been, we still have to remember, it's early. It is early in the season. We have to remember that. It's very important to remember that. But still, losses are losses, and we don't want to be losing baseball games if we could help it. And then Junior Marte, a guy who was great in spring training. He was great. And this is an example of why spring training stats don't really matter so much. He has just been absolute garbage here in the regular season so far, as he only manages to collect 1 out and allows 4. So his night wasn't so good at all. And as I said, we only pushed across 1 measly run. We left 18 runners on base. Absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just terrible. And as I said, we out-hit them 11-9, and we lost 8-1. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad when you hit somebody and then still lose by 7 runs. That's pretty pathetic. I mean, that just goes to show you, we could have got the job done with runners in scoring position. At least we could have stayed in the game a little bit more. Not that I guess it really would have mattered because our pitching staff was just absolutely horrible once again. And then we would win the second game of the series last night, 4-1. A pretty decisive win. Andrew Bellotti got the win in that one. Matt Stram did great. I mean, 4 solid innings, only allowing 1 hit and striking out 3. He was fantastic. He's just what the Phillies needed. So last night was a very decisive win. Kyle Schwarber with a solo home run, his first of the season, number 200 on his career. That was great. And Brandon Marsh also going deep as well. Trey Turner with another 2 hits. He is the man, ladies and gentlemen. He is the man. And Nick Castellanos, who had a pretty good series in Texas, continues to struggle. He did not have a good series in the Bronx at all. But that's all right, as I said. It's only 1 series. Hopefully he can return back to his form. And Bryson Stott's looked fantastic. He didn't really have that great of a spring training, but it just goes to show you, once again, spring training doesn't really matter so much. I just was talking about that guy Marte, who had a great spring training, and so far in the regular season, he has just been terrible. And Bryson Stott, on the other hand, who really didn't have the best spring training, I mean, he's really gone off to a hot start here in the 2023 regular season. That's really big. Because it's a homegrown talent, not some free agent we signed. No disrespect to Trey Turner or JT or Harp or Kyle or even Castellanos in some way, but it is nothing like having a homegrown guy that you drafted succeed. and play good baseball. There's no good feeling. I mean, I don't care how much money you throw at free agents. There's no better feeling than having a homegrown kind of guy provide a good level of talent. Nothing can replace that feeling. That's pretty hard to replicate right there. I mean, that's a pretty darn good feeling. The bullpen was really, really great in this one. Andrew Bellotti, Jose Alvarado, and Connor Brogdon all did really, really well. Unfortunately, Craig Kimbrell did allow a solo home run to DJ LeMahieu in the bottom of the ninth inning, but it didn't really amount to much. As the Phillies pulled out the win 4-1. That's a solid win for our first win of the season. I mean, it should have came on opening day. I think we all know that, but that's all right. We do get our first win. And then here this afternoon in the Bronx, the Phillies would fall to the New York Yankees 4-2. This is another game I think we could have won. We were out hit 9-5. As Aaron Nola had a really good bounce-back start, ladies and gentlemen. That's one thing I am going to talk a little bit about here, as he went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 were earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts, as he lowered his ERA that was really, really high down to 7.45. So pretty promising bounce-back start when you compare it. So it wasn't anything fantastic, but much better than his first start on opening day, much better. Fortunately, Gregory Soto allowing that home run today. The start to his Phillies career really hasn't been great at all. It really just hasn't. And one thing I want to note, I was waiting to mention it until we got to the last game here of the road trip. Trey Turner has collected a hit every single game that he's played in a Phillies uniform. He's on a 6-game hitting streak to start the 2023 regular season. He's hitting .370. One heck of a start. Kyle Schwarber also went deep today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the Schwarber bombs come in pairs, as Alex Carr said. That's a great point. They really do. A lot of power hitters are like that. As I did mention earlier in this video, unfortunately, Derek Cole had to exit the game due to a right thumb sprain. Of course, Alec Boehm had to move over from third to first to take over for him. It's weird to see Alec Boehm play first base. As I mentioned, Nick Castellanos went hitless in this Yankee series. He was dreadful, as this average now drops to 182 in the year. I don't really care much about batting average to start off this year. I don't really care. Of course, Alec Boehm has gotten off to a pretty good start. As I said, hit a 2-run home run the other way against Jacob deGrom on the opening day. I forgot to talk about that. That was a big deal. That was a pretty big deal when we actually thought we were going to win that game at that point of the ballgame. But Garrett Cole, who was fantastic on opening day for the New York Yankees, wasn't as good today, but he was still very good. In 6 1/3, he struck out 8. Unfortunately, the Yankees do take 2 of 3 from the Phillies, and this is a series that the Phillies definitely could have won. They could have easily won the series against the Rangers. They could have easily won the series against the Yankees, especially against the Rangers, though. More so against the Rangers. If they would have won the series against the Rangers and lost 2 of 3 to the Yankees, hey, a 3-3 start, that's not bad at all. But I'm frustrated. I mean, 1-5, going back home to face the Cincinnati Reds, there's no excuse. You have to take at least 2 out of 3. You're at home against this measly Reds team without Joey Votto. You know, he's washed up anyway, no offense. But yeah, there's no excuses here. There's no excuses here. So that's your little recap of the road trip. Much more abbreviated than years past with me doing every single game. We have 3 games against the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, the game tomorrow has been postponed because it's supposed to rain all day. So our home opener is on Friday at 3:05. Then we got a Saturday at 4:05, 1:05 on Sunday. Miami Marlins come to town from 6:40, 6:40, and then 4:05. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at photstovemedia. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotstovemedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. See you next week. See you guys.